Hi everyone. Today video is on integrating side menu in our Ionic&Vue application. So this is my sample application I have created just now, and in this application we will implement the steps how to integrate the menu for our Ionic&Vue application. Okay. Before jump into our sample example, I want to show you one thing. This is my blog. So what are the concepts or the steps that I am going to explain in this video has been completely furnished in this blog as well. Okay. So if you want to check the blog, the link will be available in the description under the video, so you can check over there. Okay. So here I am skipping two steps when compared to my blog. What are means create comments, creating the creating the project with the command, and also by default uh, application will be created with the compatible with TypeScript, but most Vue.js developers are prefer to use JavaScript compatible. So there is a way we can make our Ionic&Vue application as a JavaScript syntax compatible. For that, there are set of points where we need to follow them. So I have already did that. What I did, I have changed my TypeScript Ionic&Vue application to a JavaScript application. For that, you just need to follow these 6 steps that I have mentioned in the blog, or else you can check my previous old videos on Ionic&Vue application in the playlist. So there I have shown everything how to make our TypeScript application to JavaScript visually. So either way you can uh, resolve this issue. Okay. So coming to our sample, what I have did here I have created a sample and I made my Ionic&Vue application as JavaScript compatible. Okay. So next is what I want to do is I want to remove these views for default folder that was created when we create our Ion&Vue template application. So let me delete this. Okay. Now I will add a new folder like pages. So here my aim is, sorry, it's folder, not file, pages. So here our first goal is we will create two sample pages that we are going to use their navigation in our menu item list. Okay. For that we will create a simple pages. So let me create pages like home.view. Okay, and about.view. So these are the pages that my application contains. Now what we will do, we will create pages. Okay. So let's write some sample code. So for a page, the default root component to render the application is Ion app. Sorry, not Ion app, Ion page. Ion page. So Ion page will contain child components like Ion header, okay, and Ion content. Okay, and let's define our component. So here what I will do in the header, I will use Ion toolbar. Okay. See, these are all built-in Ionic components and Ion title. Okay. I will this title name as homepage. Inside of content, I am going to create a Ion button. So this button I have created for now. When we click on this button, my functionality is I want to show my site menu in my application. Okay. Let's name it as show menu. Okay, let's create a method like show menu. Okay, logic we will implement later. And let's register this to click event of the button. Since we are all using UI components of the Ionic, right? We need to import those components into our view components property. So import them, everything whatever we rendering. So these all Ionic components loads from @Ionic_Vue. So what are the components we have imported? Ion page, Ion header, Ion toolbar, Ion title, Ion content, and Ion button. If you don't specify, if you don't import them into the view component property, you will get warnings in the browser. So it is always good to register them in the components property. So let's register them. Components. Okay. So what I will do, I will simply copy all these things. And here, comma. So this is my home page. Okay. So let's copy this entire content and just paste this in the about view as well. Okay. And just change the title to about. Okay. Now let's configure our routing. So for that, we can use a router folder index.js file. So it is the old views home page. So what we will do, I will override it, pages folder. Okay. I don't use name. If you want, you can use it. And import next what my page about from pages about.view and register the path now. About and its component, that is about. Okay. I think we are good. Let's save all and check in our application. Our local application runs in 8100. Okay. See, this is my home page. So let's view it in browser mobile emulator. This is my home page. Okay. Now let's navigate to about us page. About. So we are able to set up our application with the two pages that are about and home pages. Now next step is when we click, we need to show our menu, application menu. Okay. So for that, we need to create a menu component. Okay. So that is not a page, right? That is a some shared component. Okay. For that, what I will do, I will create a one more folder like so components. Okay. And inside of the component, I will create name it as menu.view. Okay. So in Ionic application, to implement menu, the main Ionic component we will use is Ion menu. Okay. That is the main component we are going to use to create the menu. So let's write template and I have mentioned right Ion menu. So this Ion menu also contains two root childs like Ion page. If you recap our Ion page, what are its two main children's? Ionic header component and Ionic content component. So it is almost have say it is have same chairs. What are the page component have ion page component have? So you can inside of it you can write like ion header, okay, and ion content, okay. Inside of ion header you can give any title. I will simply give welcome, okay. Here inside of the ion content we will have the collection of menu items. So in ion content we will use components like ion list, okay. Ion list will have ion item, ion item, okay. I will have two pages, right? Let's duplicate this, one for home page, one for about us page. So inside of ion item I will use ion label for nice styling, and I will name it as home. And here ion label, okay, and I'll name it as about. So these are the my menu items. And let's import all our ionic components into our view components property. So okay, so where we know that, right, where to import those components from Ion&Vue. Ion&Vue, what are the components we have? Ion menu we have, ion header, ion title, ion content, ion item, ion list, ion label. Okay, let's import them into our components property. Okay, so that is our import regarding this Ionic menu UI components imports. So the next thing here I want to mention two important attributes of ion-menu components. Okay, like one is menu ID. Okay, I will name it as app menu. What is this menu ID? Okay, it is like a, if you hover here, it is like a ID for the menu. When we have HTML, we will have a unique identifier of the element with the ID property, right? It is work as similar to that only. So menu ID is similar to ID property only. But here we have to specify attribute like menu ID. So what is the use of this menu ID property value? So to invoke or to operate, to open, to close anything, any operation we want to do on a specific menu, we can use this menu ID. So with this statement, what I can say is we can have n number of ion menus. So each number of ion menus will be uniquely identified with the help of menu ID. But most recommended is in any app we will only have simple menu only, single menu only, right? But it supports multiple menus. Okay, and next the thing, another attribute I want to mention is content ID. Okay, I will name it as menu content area. Okay. So what the purpose of this content ID? The content ID represents where this menu will be used. Okay. For suppose, if you want to use uh, our menu which we created now, just to this button only, ion button only, inside of this ion button only, or else if I can create like ion item. Okay. If I want to operate on my menu.view only within this area, okay, then the content ID should match with the ID of the area our menu component will be used. Okay, I think you got it right. If you want to operate on a particular area, then then the ID of that root element area must be uh, equal to the content ID of our menu. Okay, so that is the purpose of the content ID. Okay, so now we have created our menu component, but where to render? This should be always rendered as a similar sibling element to the content area. Just we have discussed it, right? Content area. Let me control that. So if you want to, I want to use here only, then I should render my menu here itself. Got it? Like this. Okay. Like this only I have to use. So now our menu is a sibling to the content area itself. Okay. So that is one more rule. So always we should render our menu to the sibling as a sibling element to the content area. Now mostly the content area of our any ionic application will be our ion route outlet. Okay. So here I need to specify the ID, and that ID value should match with our menu content area. So let's copy this, and in the app.view for the route outlet I have ID created. Now here I need to render my menu element as a sibling to the ion router element outlet. So I will render my menu. Okay. Let's import it. Sorry, components menu. Okay. One menu. Okay, I have imported my menu, and now our menu will be rendered. Now we need to write a logic to open our menu. So for that, what we have created? We have created our buttons, right? So here from our buttons, we need to invoke our menu to open. So Ionic provides one controller called menu controller. Using that controller, we can operate on any menu, any number of menus we have on our application. We can operate in on all of them using the menu controller. So this menu controller also imports from Ionic&Vue only. So that is menu controller. So on clicking show menu, we need to show our menu, right? So here what I will write, menu controller dot open. Here I need to pass the menu ID value. We already know our menu ID value is app menu. So this unique identifier value will helps now to open the specific menu. So let's go here and write here. Okay. So this will open up my menu. So just copy this line of code in about us as well. and import the menu controller. So let's save them and check now whether we can have them or not. Okay. Now I will try to click on show menu button. Menu is open, right? If you click on, it will open. And next thing, once navigate to home page and try to click on here as well. So we are successfully able to open our menu when we click on show menu that contains menu controller operation like open, right? So till now my menu items are not clickable because I haven't written any logic to navigate them. So now let's implement that logic. So when we click on about page, we need to navigate to about page. When we click on home page, we need to navigate to the home page. So now we will write that logic that go to menu component. Here what I will do, here I will add button attribute that will give nice effect when we click on the items. Okay. And here registered click at the rate click. Okay. Copy this and add it here as well. So we need to create a one callback method. For that, create methods property inside of it. Right, like navigate menu. Okay, and it will have a input parameter like URL. So this method get invoked when we click on our items by passing the respective URL as the input parameter to it. Now what we will do here, we need to first, when we click on navigation, first we need to close our menu, right? Because next we will automatically redirect to our own page. So for that, what I will do here, I am going to import menu controller. Okay, and inside of this, I will write menu controller dot close. So it is also expects menu ID. So I know my menu ID is app dot menu ID. After closing that, I want to navigate our page to navigate to specific URL that is specified. So we can access the for navigation we can use dollar router this dot dollar router and push method. For this we can simply pass the input URL. Okay. So now in our buttons we need to register this method or menu items. Just register and pass like home about page. Now what should happen when we click on the menu items? Our menu should close and we should navigate to our respective path. So let's test it. So let's reload again. I am on home page and I am opening show menu. Now I am clicking home. See some effect we are seeing, right? That is because I'm clicking some floating wave effect. That is because of this button attribute. Okay. And now let me click on about us menu item. See, I am my page is changed. I am in about page. My URL is also about. Now let's open again and navigate to home page. See, I am in home page and my URL is showing home. So we have successfully implemented our menu in our Ion&Vue application. But this is not ideal way, right? To click here and open menu. In common standard way, where it will be there, it will be on the header, mostly on the left side corner or right side corner. We will have a hamburger ion. On clicking that hamburger ion, and we will open the what I can say menu item. But we have defined ion page for every page, right? See, for a home page, I have created ion page. For about page, I have created Ion page. So this is common code. If you observe, other than the content inside of the Ion content, everything is common code. So we haven't created any master layout. So I think you all know about master layout. Master layout is a shared template that will have common header, menu, footer, everything, and content will be dynamically rendered from the pages based on the route. So we haven't implemented any uh, master layout. So first let's implement master layout so that our duplicate code will be removed from our pages. So in the components, I will create one more component like master layout. Okay. What I will do, I will simply copy this template code from here. Okay. Into my master layout. So here I don't want this area and I will use slots. View slots. So this is the area my page content will be rendered. Okay. And in master template, I will have header. If your application also have footer, footer will be there. Okay. And title, I will use dynamic properties like props, page title. Okay. And next I will import all these view component. So copy this. Okay. Go to master layout and import them. So here just remove this Ion button and for now remove this Ion controller as well. And let's register all our components. So I will do copy from my home page components. Okay. I don't have button here, so let's remove it. So that is my master template mostly, and let's register it globally. For that, go to main.js, okay, and import master layout from components slash master layout, okay, and we will inject into app instance app dot component. We will name our template master layout. Now we have registered into globally. Now let's use our master layout in both the pages. So let's go to our home page. So here what I will do, I will simply use master layout. Okay. And this master layout will have this button. Okay. And we can get rid of all these things. And you can remove all these things except Ion button. Ion button. So here it is automatically imported our master layout in the our home component. That is not needed because we have registered it globally. Master layout references, remove them. So this is my home page, and we need to pass and master layout. We haven't created any props. Let's create props. What is our property for title? Page title, right? So in master layout, create a property like page title. So in our landing page, what we can do? we can simply pass the value to it, page title. So that will be home page. Okay, copy this entire code and paste it here. Simply change this to about page. So if we click our application, it should work as previously. Okay, let's reload. See, it is working as previously only. I'm going to about page. I'm in about page. Okay, if I click home page, I'm home page only. But only difference is now we have separated our duplicate code into our master layout. So now in master layout, I am going to add a hamburger icon button. When we click on that button, we will open the our menu. So for that, what I will do, go to our master layout. Here I will use ion buttons. Okay, not buttons, and give it a slot like start. And here I am going to create ion icons. Ion icon. Okay, so let's import both of them. Ion button, comma, ion icon. Ion icon. Okay, ion button. So now in the ion icon, we need to specify our icon. Okay, plot will be like start, beginning area it will render. So I should provide icon value. So to load that icon value, port menu property from ion icons slash icons. Okay, and this menu property should be written as data property. So data return menu. Okay, now I can use this menu to the icon. So let's save it and check whether we have a hamburger icon or not. See, now it is showing hamburger icon, but it is not clickable because we haven't registered anything. Now our main goal is when we click on this, this operation should be happen. When we show menu, we have written logic, right? Same logic should be invoked when we click on this menu. So for that, what we will do is simply register a click event. Okay, here I will register a click event like show menu or open menu. Okay, so register methods and open menu. We know how to operate on a menu, right? We should have menu controller. So let's import the menu controller, and here menu controller dot open app-menu. Now we no need to have buttons in our each page because now we will have character menu like application loop config. So let's remove this one. Instead of this one, let's write some h tag h3. Welcome to home page. Okay, we no need of these things, this thing. So no need. I think enter this thing is no need now. Okay. And here also same way. What I will do, I will copy, paste here, and I will change about page. So let's check now. And this should be about page. Okay. Let's check now. So we are in our, let's reload home page, right? Now let's click on about page. See, I am in about page and route is your about only. Now if I go and click on home page will come. Okay. So that's all about the integrating side menu in Ionic&Vue application. Okay. I think this video has delivered some useful information to you all. Soon we will meet you again with the new videos. If you like my video, please do subscribe to my channel. Bye everyone. Signing off.